Hello, I'm Lee Sean Nelson. I'm the host of The Offshoot. Some of you are aware of Karon Blake. Karon Blake is a 13-year-old who was shot and killed in the early morning hours of January 7th. There are lots of assumptions as to why he was out at that early in the morning or that late in the night. Was he really breaking into cars? Who was the shooter? At first, there were questions about was the shooter white or black? And then we learned that the shooter was a black man and that he may or may not be a homeowner in the neighborhood. So lots of assumptions, but let's forget all about that. Let's talk about young black men and their lives being cut short. And let's talk about what is missing, what is not being said. What can we do as a community to help these young men? So today, I have a very special guest, a young man at one point who was a Karon Blake, if you will. I have with me Deontay Curtis. Deontay, as a young man, was probably out in the streets.
Yeah, I did everything.
Okay, so let's hear from Deontay about what we're missing from these conversations.
I mean, basically my input is, I feel like what we all missing is the aspect of who we blaming. I feel like that's one big thing that we all have to realize is
Who are we blaming?
we keep blaming the parents for real.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? When in all actuality, sometimes it's just our free will to want to neglect what we taught.
So despite the parents being good or not good,
Yeah, my
or absent,
mother gave me everything that she could. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? From the shirt off her back to everything with my little brothers. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? But I chose on my own accord to do what I wanted to do.
Why?
Just because that's the thing about it. It's never really, everybody always want to know why, but it doesn't really be the why. It's just because that's what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't have no explanation for nobody to justify my wrong.
So was it like rebellion against your mom?
It wasn't, it's not really rebellion against my mother. It was like, it's a circumstantial of what we grew up at.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is what's going on. This is what we cling to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When you got your parents that's always out trying to do things for you, they can't
Yeah.
govern your every move. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So that little free time that you have,
Yeah.
who's to say what you can get involved in?
So what was the circumstance?
I mean, basically the circumstances was a lot of free time. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I think along the time, rec centers, everything just died out. It all just died out to the point it's just whatever's going on in the neighborhood, that's what's going on in the neighborhood. So when you got a neighborhood where it's nothing but chaos and other things going on, this is what you're going to get.
So there has been talk about rec centers and opening them back up, bringing more of them. Is that the solution?
I mean, it's the solution, but it's also, it's a big solution, but it's also who you put in the rec centers. That's
What do you
everybody
mean?
gotta, as far as the people have to be hands on. It's no, like everybody you can't pick and choose or I'm gonna do more for this. Nah, everybody gotta be hands on with everything.
Okay. So in your case, it wasn't your mom, it wasn't your parents. She was very involved.
Yeah, I
Okay.
bet she could. I mean, you know, she had
Yeah.
to leave home to go take care of the family, but you know,
Yeah.
she did the best she could.
But the circumstance was not so much her not being there for you because she had to
Yeah.
work, but it was more what was in the community or not in the
Right.
community.
Yeah, well, that's basically it. Everything, like, it's like eventually as years went by, everything just started dwindling down. The rec centers closed down. The people we did look up to got locked up or died. So it's like it just left the hood in the uproar.
Were those people black men?
Yeah, black men. Black men. I mean, regardless of they impact, whether it was negative or positive, once them people leave, it leaves everything in the uproar.
Okay, so is that what's missing from you when you were a kid?
When I was a kid, I mean, yeah, I didn't have no father figure like who I look at as my father. Like he also ended up doing time. You know what I'm saying? But even from behind the wall, he still tried to pride himself on being a father. So
Yeah.
that kind of hindered things because the person who, Coach Clark, he was a rec center owner. I looked at him as like my
Okay.
father because he kept me in something. But that's why I was saying hands on. When he was around and in my life, it was like everything was different. Because
Yeah.
he came to the house, he made sure I went to practice, he came to the school to check my
Yeah.
grades. That's the type of stuff, you gotta have that type of stuff on a kid's back or
Every day, consistently.
consistently. Like a child needs to see consistency. We all know
Yeah.
that, like just like a dog period, we need to see consistency for you to get results that you want.
So what led it to? So it didn't happen overnight.
Right.
Okay, so there had to be circumstances, like you said, that
I mean,
led to.
I've been getting incarcerated since I was a juvenile. So, you know what I'm saying? The juvenile, they added up until the point I caught an adult charge and I did 13 and a half years of my life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So from 18 to 19, all the way till I turned 31, I've been incarcerated.
Yeah, but before that, though, when you were 10, for example.
10. It was just more so like, it was just, like I said, it was the free time. And at the time, like, stealing cars, doing a little robbery and all that type of stuff, even though you was young, it was like, that was what dudes do.
So were you stealing cars because, say an older adult would say, hey, Deontay?
Nah, I never, it ain't never really been like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lie, one thing I prided myself on, I always like kind of, whether it was good or bad, I always had like a leadership quality.
Mm-hmm.
So like, that's why everybody like, I did what I wanted to do, but it was like the people that was doing it behind me, like they really had to do it.
Yeah.
They really had to do it. Like I really didn't. They was following me.
So you weren't doing it for the money.
It started off like it wasn't really for the money when I first started off because I was young. It was really for, I wanted to put my name out there. I wanted to make my name with the little girls and around the neighborhood that I'm doing. I'm rebelling against everything that's going on. I could do the things that other little kids my age can't do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what we got to also realize. Like we're all trying to find our identity as far as your name.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Your name is everything. So you do things to try to build your reputation of your name as a child.
Where did that come from? Why do you have that need as a kid to kind of establish a reputation like that so early?
Like when you born, come up in like these urban hoods, it's like that's what you see. The people that do the ignorant stuff get the most praise and respect.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like I want that type of respect too. So what did he have to do to get that? So he stole cars. I'm gonna go steal some cars. You know what I'm saying?
So like with Karon Blake,
right.
A lot of people are blaming the parents, but his father has passed away.
Right.
Okay, and they're asking, where was his mom? They're asking, where was his grandfather?
I mean, what are they supposed to do? I mean, honestly. Mm-hmm. I mean, we can't act like he just because they would have came get away from the car or something like that. Nah, it's not like that.
Yeah.
Like I done rode past my mother. I mean, my mother have seen me in cars.
Yeah.
Like in stolen cars, like pulling up beside her at the light. You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing she can do about this for real. You feel me? Like what you gonna do? Like, and if she tell me get out, now she's looked at it as a rebellion parent because you just put your child to the streets.
So, how did it make you feel when you saw that she was possibly being stressed out by your actions?
Honestly, it took me years to honestly realize that I did the same things over and over again for years and years and years and was getting the same results. Locked up, she be there for me, the only person, you know what I'm saying? And it just kept consistently revolving door with me getting locked up, coming, and then finally when that adult system hit me, that's when they really buckled in my mind, you feel me? Like, I gotta tighten up.
You can empathize with what she was going through.
Yeah, I can more so, you know what I'm saying, once I slowed down and really like, you know what I'm saying, I think because eventually the years come, drugs come, you know what I'm saying, like, it just started polluting your mind, so now you see the world in a different view that nobody else really see.
So do you think that there's anything that could help prevent that? Do you think there's anything that could help, say, a kid in your situation that could have prevented you from going down that path where you felt like you had to establish a strong reputation?
I mean, honestly, it's more so on having like the understanding of life, that patience. You know what I'm saying? Like, because eventually it got to a point in my life when I went from stealing the cars for just to do it for my name to now I want the money.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Now I want the money and everything that come with it. So it's like, I still got to realize though, I'm a child. At the same time, I'm trying to put grown responsibilities on a 13 to 12-year-old when my mother don't need me for nothing.
She wasn't putting those responsibilities on
at
you.
all. That's the thing that we all take upon ourselves as we grow up as kids is we want to be young men, young women so fast, so we put responsibilities on us that make us do things to feel like that.
So why not just be a kid? Why not just try to enjoy life as a young kid?
I mean, like I'm saying, the explanations that everybody is looking for, it's hard. Because each individual person have their own reason why they did what they did. And
you see the expectations from everybody, from whom specifically?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Everybody from home, like far as like what they expect from like everybody. It's like, because it's like, this is a conversation that I just had with somebody. That's why. But it's like everybody want to say, the parents this, what can we do with that? But it's like, nah, you got to really, first, you got to understand the child's mindset on where is he at, what has he been through? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because until you're, honestly, like a lot of people say, like, all right, just because you live around the neighborhood, don't mean you understand what's going on around the neighborhood.
That's true.
The only thing you're hearing news and other things that go on, but you really don't know like the tight knit family that the dudes build around in the neighborhood. And the only thing is sometimes it's negative.
Yeah. And
sometimes you don't have that person to tell you like, look, stick with basketball. Yeah. And that's what we missing, them dudes, the people around the way that could tell a person like, stay here, this is your lane. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody has a lane.
Yeah, but you're in the city. Okay, so this is Washington, D.C., and I'm from a very small town in South Carolina.
Right.
We didn't have rec centers. We didn't have access to libraries and what have you. And yet a lot of us, crave those things. And when we got older, teenagers and went to college, et cetera, some didn't go to college. We crave those things and we use them. So in DC, you had access to so many resources. And you mentioned that there are certain leaders, that it has to be the right person at the rec center, right? That will mold you and guide you and so forth.
But see, when I don't tell me, but when y'all say like a certain type of person, when I say that, it also has to be like the key thing is a person that people respect. Yeah, like people respect and visualize.
I'm assuming it has to be earned respect.
It has to be earned respect, but that's when once again it all comes around to people have different definitions of respect. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So the respect that a person gets sometimes dictate that, like, just because you get respect from the people that's in the office. You know what I'm saying? That's the problem. We got people that's getting respect from the people in the office, but you don't got no respect from this neighborhood. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So you crashing out. That's why it's always a rejection when you try to come around there and you hold your ceremonies. You only got 4 or 5 people there, and you see all the kids right here with the dudes that hustle. Because these are the dudes that give them the $5 and the $3 when they want something from the truck. Y'all not around here to do that when they starving and they hungry, so they not feeling that.
So basically, in other words, people, they come in from 9 to 5 and then they leave.
Right, that's what I'm saying. You leave that 9 to 5 and go into your life. I can't call you 8 o'clock and be like, my mother ain't coming to the house, I'm hungry. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. The hands-on approach like that. You know what I'm saying? When you got a person like that in your corner, I feel like that can really take you somewhere.
So what about the role of the police? Do we need more police in D.C.?
Honestly, it's not even the need more police in D.C. You feel me? I mean, that'll help because of crime, but it's more so of them understanding their job and how to take their job and really implement it to benefit the community better instead of that first result be shoot and go to jail. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Let's really take a time to diagnose what's this man really going through, what this female going through in her mind. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes it's really bigger than what we think. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? A lot of stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, we young, so we put a lot of stuff on our plates that's really not even meant for us to deal with. Yeah. So but
where does it come from? I mean, why are you putting so much on your plate? I mean, I kind of get it, because I do believe strongly that as Black people, people of color, Latinos, etc., there is this pressure that most of us can't describe. Mm-hmm. Okay, but yet we feel this need to overcome something. Some of us are better at it than others. Right. But where did that pressure come from? I mean,
honestly, the pressure, I just feel like...
Was it social? Was it cultural? Was it seeing the neighbor with a better pair of shoes or a better jacket? Or was it going to school and seeing someone have a computer or what?
Based on a lot of things, I think like a person that has more responsibility is looked up as like he's accomplishing things or something. I don't know. Like when you're a person, like I pay rent, I do this, I take care of this, I take care of that. It's like people look at you like, okay, you have motion, you're doing your thing. You know what I'm saying? But it's way bigger than that for real.
So let me ask you this. So as a kid, were you impatient?
Yeah, I was very impatient.
And do you think that was one reason why you couldn't wait, or you didn't feel like you could wait to work toward what you wanted, that you wanted it now?
Yeah, like I still, like now I do regret a lot. Like that's one thing that jail did to me. It humbled me and made me really assess a lot of things, you know what I'm saying, before I make a decision, you know what I'm saying, now. And that's what I do realize, the world is really thinking for yourself and others, because you know what I'm saying, and that's what people have to learn to do. But it was more, I don't know, it was just different. Because like my mother really...
She's a good woman.
Yeah, she did everything she could, you know what I'm saying, as far as signing me up for the sports to whatever it is. The only thing about it is she couldn't be hands-on like she wanted to.
Because she had to work.
Because she had to work, you know what I'm saying? And that's the whole thing about it. Like when you're taking it out on these parents, it's like you're basically asking them to neglect their other kids and responsibilities. You know what I'm saying? Because if my mother would have ever did that, we would have been homeless.
So you're the oldest?
Yeah.
And so being the oldest, was that part of the pressure you felt to try to kind of step up and man up
Yeah, it was like, and let me tell you, it was like, honestly, that's why I said, honestly, I don't blame, you can't blame some of the kids because of our perception of who we look at as role models. Our parents can't dictate who we look at as role models. That's the first thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Especially when they're gone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when you go to work and I'm out here by myself and I step out that door, whoever I see that's doing something that I want to be like, they become my role model.
So what do people get wrong when they see young men like you walking down the street, or they see young men like you on the corner, like let's say wearing the white tank tops, etc.
Yeah.
What do people get wrong when they see you?
Oh no! They see me the first perception. They always think I'm about to do something. But I mean, honestly, I can't be mad at their perception because who they're perceiving me to be, I was. You know what I'm saying? Granted, it took 13 years for me to realize and change, but who they see.
But as a 13-year-old, they had that perception of you. You think?
Yeah. Honestly, I've been doing this for a long time. I've really been doing a lot of ignorant stuff, a lot of my life. You know what I'm saying? I put my mother through hell. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And if you work with her, you'll know she's been going through a lot of ups and downs, dealing with me from juvenile to adult. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like, I done did so much wrong, I finally decided I want to see what right feel like. Yeah. And right feel good.
And it feels good.
It feels great.
And what got you, aside from jail, what got you right?
Honestly, really.
What clicked spiritually? What clicked mentally? What clicked emotionally?
I mean, when you, like, certain situations like jail and stuff like that, it's like basically you get to a point amongst your time if you really trying to grow. You get to a point where who you was dies. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Who you was, it become like, it turned you off. When you see a person act how you used to act, it turned you off. And that's why I got to a point where how I used to talk, how I used to act, when I was around it, you know what I'm saying, I didn't entertain it how I used to. It wasn't really like, I wouldn't stay there too long. So that's when I realized it's growth. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Well, actually, an older dude told me that it's growth. Meaning, like, you keep getting mad at them, but it's your growth. Yeah. You can't get mad at them for your growth. Yeah. You just need to learn to separate yourself. And that's what we all have.
You're seeing your old self in those.
Right, but we also, a lot of us have a hard thing with letting that go. Yeah. Because I really was going to stay there and really, like, be around what I was used to. Because I'm used to it. So
let me ask you this. Sorry to interrupt. Was it fear, you think, that was keeping you from growing?
Honestly, it was fear because I honestly was worried about like what people gonna say. Like, if I stop doing these things that made my name, like that built my reputation up. Like, what if I just stop doing it? Like, what's gonna happen? Like, how people gonna treat me? You know what I'm saying? Like, am I gonna be looked at as a punk, a sucker? You know what I'm saying? Like,
and was that because of the community that you were living in?
That was because of the community I was living in. You know what I'm saying? And just based on how I know the world works and where I'm going at. I'm going back into Washington, D.C. To try to live. And I know I have friends, I have this, I have that. And they're not going to be used to this.
So so the black community in this country, in various cities, including small towns, we hear similar things. So you talk about the community. Sometimes I feel like there are two divisions of the black community. Right. Those who move in one direction and those who kind of, I don't want to get left behind, but are left to struggle and deal with those pressures and what have you, so forth. Okay. Would you agree or disagree with that?
I mean, I'm not, honestly, I agree, but I feel like the left is struggle because I feel like, honestly, a lot of people are comfortable in their situations. So you can't leave a person that's comfortable. That's, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people, their morals, principles, how they see it, what their objective, what they're trying to accomplish in life is different from everybody else's. So the people that took advantage of it and left, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, y'all had the same type of position or your work effort wasn't good enough for you to do the same thing. Because I know a lot of people who have good jobs, who have all this, but they still in the same hood. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
So in other words, you're going to have a brother and sister, brother and brother, sister and sister, grew up in the same household, grew up in the same community, but yet one sibling goes off and does well, and the other goes on a different path. Right. Why do you think that is? And what can be done in our communities to ensure that all the siblings do well? I know it's a big question. I know you can't really answer all of it, but you're talking a lot about the community and the circumstances and what have you and so forth. Then if we know that there is racism.
Right.
We know that there's economic discrimination against black folks in this city. There's a housing issue in this city.
Yeah.
Black folks are still not really gaining what most newcomers to the city are getting. And we know that some of us have benefited from gentrification, some of us have not. So what is missing, from your opinion, from the community as a whole?
I just feel like, honestly, from the community as a whole, I just feel like certain leaders are in a position and they're not.
I mean, you said leaders, you were into politicians, the mayors,
I'm just
the
saying.
council
I'm
members?
saying when I say leaders, I mean, far as like, even like leaders around my way, leaders around my way who we could like. It's a program around there. You feel me? And
Okay.
They try to bring peace to this community or whatever, but you know what I'm saying. Like I said, even as far as like that, a lot of these things are not really hands on the way that I feel like they should be. You know what I'm saying? For the benefit of they're getting from like the program that they start and all that.
Yeah.
A lot of people have these programs they starting, but I don't really see a lot of the hands-on people that I know who will be hands-on. Like it's like people come home. It's a lot of people that came home from jail and all that type of stuff that really will be hands-on with these kids, but they can't get in them positions. They give them to the people who,
like you said earlier about being 9 to 5, they only come in to get the paycheck and then they
you know
leave.
what I'm saying, and then they leave, you know what I'm saying, and that's a big factor when you telling somebody to try to help a neighborhood, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because if I could sit here with you and I could bond with you, but you know what I'm saying, you could be around the good times, we laughing, joking in this rec center, but when you close this rec center and I gotta be down here and them cars spinning around here and them gunshots going on, I can't come to your house.
So could the police serve in that role a little bit?
I mean, yeah, they can bring around the neighborhood, but it's like,
I mean, what if more police lived in the neighborhood?
I don't know about that one. I mean, I don't know. That's kind of different.
And would it make a difference if the police was white, black, Latino, Asian, etc.?
No, it wouldn't make a difference. I mean, people won't feel that type of way about police, period. But it's just all about, see, when you talk about putting police in neighborhoods, you have to also, you know what I'm saying, from my aspect, me telling you this, people use them hoods to make a living.
Yeah, but
So-
you mentioned earlier about that crime and that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So when you go to that, that's how a lot of leaders in certain neighborhoods really don't make it because they still have 1 foot in, 1 foot out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And that's the reason why I said certain people are in certain positions, because certain people have, just because I'm in a position for this community don't mean that y'all are my focus.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what a lot of this is going on. I notice a lot of people in position, the focus is not really the community, it's more so better than themselves. Better than their situation.
Okay, so with Karon Blake,
Right.
13 years old, okay, between 3 and 4 a.m., he shot multiple times, not once, is what we understand.
Right.
Okay, and so you're saying we shouldn't necessarily jump to conclusions regarding the family, the parents.
Yeah.
Right?
No, I definitely do not agree with that one. I've been saying that since it happened. Ever since I tell my mother that on the regular, and anybody ever asks me, like, my mother has nothing to do with none of the decisions I made.
But that can't be the case for all these kids.
No, it's not the case for all these kids, but you know what I'm saying? It's not the case for all these kids.
Because don't you think in some cases the fault does fall on the parent?
It falls on the parent when you're neglecting your kid for worldly things. When you're neglecting your child for worldly things or to go do things that don't benefit your household or your family, that's when it becomes a problem. But if you blood, sweat, and tears for these kids, and, you know what I'm saying, and you still getting the results of a parent that's neglectful and you're not, there's nothing you can do about this. You know what I'm saying? That's you have to let your child be on his own. You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to get ahead. Like, my mother couldn't have time to, she ran everywhere when it came to me. You know what I'm saying? I ran away from home. I did everything I could. And she did everything in her power to not let me go too far, but I went. It got to the point where she had to just say, you know what? Go ahead. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, go see what it's about. You know what I'm saying? Go see what you're looking to go find out. You want to be this man with all these responsibilities. Go ahead. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, that right there helped me. Because that's the first thing. Like, it's not necessarily when a parent, y'all also don't look at a parent when a parent say, you know what, go ahead. It's not always a bad thing. It becomes a bad thing.
But at age 13, at age 15,
Right,
at age 17?
That's what I'm saying. At age 13, at age 17, if a person, it's murderous that at 13 years old. real life murderers. This dudes remember they got locked up for 5-6 bodies. That's 15 years old.
Yeah.
So you're basically saying like I should keep this murder in my house around my other kids, or do I send them out there to whoever he been hanging with? You know what I'm saying? See, it's actually more when it comes to that situation because now I have kids in here and my little brothers in them know what you do.
Yeah.
My sons, my daughters in them know what you do. So I need to figure out how can I sugarcoat that and raise them right. But you can't do that because when I go to work, they here with you.
And they know what's going on.
And they know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, all right, you can't blame the parents because it's come from everywhere. You feel me? Like you can have a parent who do right, but you can have a child, the oldest son, who in the streets. Yeah. And it affect all the kids because he's giving them street money. He's buying them shoes from his street money. So all they seeing is fast money. He it's never, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So in D.C. though, car break-ins have just escalated over the last 3 years. It's really, really bad. Yeah. And everyone across the city, not just this city, you know, L.A., Chicago, Atlanta, New York, everyone is talking about these young kids. Of course, we all know that they're referring to black kids,
right?
And what should or could be done. And so, do you understand that there are a lot of people out there, white, black, etc., especially in the black community, who feel frustrated that it's young black kids who are perpetrating these crimes and they're not being held accountable. The parents aren't being held accountable.
I mean, how held accountable do you want the parents to be? I'm just asking. I mean, because I'm saying, as far as me, I know a lot of stuff that I did. I had to really, because my mother had a lot of debt from the stuff that I didn't know. You feel me? And that's the thing that we don't know as juveniles when we doing the.
You don't know what's going on behind the scenes.
We don't know what's going on behind the scenes financially. That I'm creating debt for my mother. I was the reason we didn't have a house when I was younger. I was the reason why we lost this, lost that, because I don't know. I'm just still out here ripping and running. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So we don't see the behind the scenes. So that's really another thing that we don't know. You feel me? Like we don't know the ripple effect. Like only thing we thinking about is the emotional damage we're doing to our mother. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, she'll get over it. You know what I'm saying? That's really my concept. Like, I had a concept with my mother. Like, my mother get over it. She understood the streets. She know what's going on. Not realizing that she been let that part of her life way go. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? She's really not on that. Like, she's doing what she got to do for the kids in her house. Yeah. And I just brought more drama. And it's like, I had little brothers. You know what I'm saying? So I used to watch my little brothers when she go to work. See, this is what I'm telling you. So it couldn't be her fault if my little brother got into it because he was with me after that. Yeah. When she go to work at 8 in the morning till she get off at 5, he with me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's
you weren't being the best role model.
And I wasn't. I started off because I was in sports, and that's what had him in sports. Okay. But once me and sports didn't really get along too good like that, like, you know what I'm saying? That's when it went twinkle downhill. You know what I'm saying?
What do you mean you didn't get on too well?
I mean, it was like I told you, dude, Coach Clark, he was like more hands-on with me with the sports thing to make sure I got anywhere I needed to go. You know what I'm saying? He made sure I was active. I played everything. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm saying. Like, Coach Clark was a different type of person. He made sure you played everything. You never was going to get an off time in that rec center. Okay. He going to get you a soccer, whatever. You're going to play every sport. The way it go, every season, you're occupied. And that's what I'm saying. You can't leave free room for nothing, for herb. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? When you leave room for herb, this is the things that can happen. You know what I'm saying? Because when my basketball stuff got cut off and all that, and Mom Deuce couldn't take me because she's working, I'm left to just be around the neighborhood now.
So you are then a very big advocate of rec centers.
I'm definitely a very big advocate of rec centers. I think honestly rec centers do save lives for real. Rec centers save lives if you put the right people in that rec center to make it a family. That's what it's that family bond. I used to love, like, that was just a thing, like the knock on the door, hey, you want to go to rec? Yeah. That's what that feel need to come back. It's no feel like that no more. The rec.
But you were born and raised in D.C. Yeah. Okay, and assuming that you have other cousins, and so where were they in the whole mix? I mean, were they not there to help you out when your mom was working?
No, I mean, a lot of my family. That's another thing. A lot of my family, as far as my mother's side, is females. Like, it's not really that many males on that side of the family. So it's like, I forced myself into that role too. That's another thing that we always try. Like, just because it's all females in there, you know what I'm saying? I feel like I got to go the hardest. Yeah. I got to be the man, so I got to go extra. And it didn't do nothing but put an extra burden on me. You know what I'm saying? So now.
So, again, I ask, where did this burden come from to be the man?
It's my perception, like where I grew up at.
And what I'm getting at is, was it the media always portraying.
Yeah, like the media. It's the media. It's the people around the neighborhoods. When I'm looking at dudes that's close to my age, and you know what I'm saying, because it's dudes, that came before me that I'm looking at them. I'm 13, I'm 12, and he's 15, 16, but he out here getting money.
Yeah.
The older dudes respect him. All the little older girls want him. You know what I'm saying? That's attractive.
Yeah.
That's a life that's attractive. You feel me? See, it doesn't become unattractive until jail and he gets shot or something.
Or until you learn that it's temporary.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes that's what I'm saying. But even the temporary things attract your eyes and make you go for them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because everybody always have a concept of, it was just temporary for him. I can do it different.
Yeah. So when it comes to crime right now in these young men, these young boys, 10, 13, etc., it's going to happen again. Another 13-year-old is going to get shot. Yeah. And there are going to be more car break-ins and what have you and so forth. And we're going to have more people crying and more community meetings. And it's just a cycle.
It's a cycle.
And before I let you go, where do you think guns, what role do they play in all this? I mean, do we have enough gun laws, or?
I mean, we have a lot of gun laws. They change the more the gun laws too. But honestly, I just feel like that you have to just you have to grab hold on who you can.
Yeah. And
try to at least build with that, and hopefully they grow to build. You know what I'm saying? And eventually, like you say, reach one, teach one. You feel me? You got to start somewhere. I feel like right now we're just starting with our arms open, like whoever. Just somebody do something. We just praying for anybody to find a solution to anything instead of putting the brains together and let's start here.
But let me ask you this. So it almost sounds like that a lot of these young people, and like in your case maybe, you want to be seen. You want attention. You want affection. You want some kind of emotional connection that you weren't getting. I mean, your mom was giving you what she could give you emotionally and spiritually, but it sounds like you were looking for some other kind of connection. You want to be seen.
I mean, sometimes that be it too, like that family, oriented, like regardless, you have a family, but when it's only nobody in the household except to that certain time at night. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's your family at nighttime. Yeah. I got a family up the street around my neighborhood. Yeah. That I got to make sure that all of us got to make sure we all good.
Yeah. So what you want people to know about Karon Blake, the situation? I mean, and young men that were like you when you were 13 years old. I mean, when you were 15, 17.
Yeah. I mean, basically that whole situation, I just want everybody to know. I need y'all to understand this. His parents, I understand that plays a factor, but I just really need y'all to understand that you cannot hold him accountable for what a teenager. Now, we're not going to say he's a teenager. You know what I'm saying? 13, we're not going to act like...
He's a young boy.
He's a young boy, but we're not going to act like the world is advanced. Technology, that's the first thing everybody want to blame the parents. But what about some of y'all that's blaming y'all parents? Y'all let y'all kids listen to that rap music, that gangster music too, that can influence them to do the same thing. So can we blame y'all?
Which is part of the media.
So can we blame y'all? You know what I'm saying? But you can't control what your son listen to. You know what I'm saying? It's just it's all about the morals and principles of what you guide them on. See, you can't wait. They want to wait. You can't wait till you get older to decide you want to groom them to be a man. Yeah. You got to groom them to be a man and a young lady at an early age. So that way it stay with them. It grows with them. You can't wait till he 9 or he 11, 12 or he do something. You know what I'm saying? Now he done went out there and got in trouble. Now it's, I got to focus on him. Yeah. He already gone. Yeah. You just don't know that. You know what I'm saying? And that was what my mother, except she had to really grasp that in her head. Like,
that you know what? Gone.
He already gone. Let him go out there and see what the world like. Hopefully nothing. See, that's all you can do is leave it in God's hands. That's the first thing everybody keep forgetting. You got to go to the higher power off the rip. Yeah. Everybody quick to say this, that. No. The higher power does what he wants. There's nothing you can do to control that. Yeah. You feel me? There's nothing you can do to control that. He gives you the option. The option is the good or the bad. Once you make your decision, whatever comes with it, you have to live with it. So when a parent makes that decision, you know what I'm saying? Like my mother, I'm proud that my mother made that decision. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm not mad at her. You know what I'm saying? When she told me I can't come for 2 years, I'm not coming to see you. You too turned up. You still got ignorant stuff on your mind. Like, you need to grow up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That really hit me different than not having my mother come see me in the business. Like,
but to look at you now, I mean, you're a young man who is very articulate. You're mature. You're wiser. I mean, I can see it. I'm having so fun because I know your mom. Yeah. But people still won't see you for who you are. They don't see the internal Deontay. You want to try to say
It's never. It's always gonna be like that. I mean, especially with me having a background now and all that type of stuff. So when I first come, you know what I'm saying, it's always gonna be that. But I don't let that hinder me. And that was what I had to accept. You know what I'm saying? Once you get to know yourself, that's the whole thing about it. Learning yourself.
I think that's key.
You know what I'm saying? Once you learn yourself, learn value, and learn that everything is not for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Everything is not for everybody. That's what's going on out here. Everybody want to be like everybody.
Well, that's a good thing. I mean, I'm glad you brought it up because I do feel like for a lot of people, not just in our community, they don't know who they are.
Yeah.
They don't know where they come from. I think if more people knew, say in our case, as Black people, that our history is very, very rich.
Yeah.
That we come from people who've done some really great things, over the centuries. Like in my case, my famous Gullah Geechee. We can trace our roots all the way back to Africa.
Okay.
And so we know who we are, and we're proud of who we are. So do you think that's what's missing? People don't know who they are. There's some kind of identity crisis, if you will.
Yeah, I feel like when I say probably people don't know who they are, I feel like when we born, you know how they ask you, what do you want to be when you grow up?
Yeah.
Them days is gone.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like them days, they don't even really exist no more because now if you ask a person what they want to be, it's something off the internet.
Mm. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
When I was coming up, the internet wasn't around. I wanted to be like basketball players.
Yeah.
I want to be like the coach. I want to be like this person. You know what I'm saying? You don't get them people no more. Them is regular people that nobody pays attention to no more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. The regular people need to be brought face front.
Yes, let me ask you one last question then. Regarding sports. Could it be that some young men, some young boys, when they realize that they can't be Michael Jordan, right, LeBron James, that maybe some kind of emotional depression sets in and that might lead to certain things? I
mean, in that aspect, but see, that's what I say, like, as a coach, if I have a basketball team and I notice that somebody, it's my duty as this coach, as this person, not to let that child feel like that, you feel me? Regardless, I'm going to find something that you're good at.
Yeah.
And we're going to put you to use. You can't play basketball, but you might understand the game, could coach.
Yeah, but not everyone's going to be a professional athlete.
Right. Everybody's not going to do that, you feel me? I mean, you see what LeBron James did, he made his friends, managers, and all this type of stuff. That's what you might be. You know what I'm saying? You might be the key to one of these dudes make it.
That's
you know
true.
What I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. These rec centers can have programs for that type of stuff. You feel me? That's what I'm saying. That's how you help build the community and grow. But
yeah, some people forget that Jay-Z could have been Karon Blake.
Nah.
And look where he is now. And Jay-Z credits his street smarts for his success today.
Yeah.
So, but I don't have the answers. I just want to ask the questions. And I feel like we still have more questions to ask.
It's always going to be questions.
Okay. Well, let's end on a positive note. What do you want to say to people out there that's positive?
I mean, actually, I just want to say, man, live life, love. Don't be afraid to help. Blessings come disguised in many different ways. Mm-hmm. And always put God first. That's all I can say.
Well, there you have it, folks. I do want to talk again.
Oh, yeah, we definitely can do that.
Again, thank you for this conversation that you listened to. Check out the website, theoffshoot.org. Don't forget the YouTube channel. And also, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you all, and you have a great day.